Repeat sentences is one of the difficult tasks for PTE. There are a lot of doubts students have in their mind. This is Vishal Kapoor from Vision Language Experts. Today I'll be explaining you how you can overcome this task and what is the right strategy to get the perfect scores. We know repeat sentences not only contribute marks towards speaking but also towards listening. And we know students struggle in getting the content marks for listening module, and also sometimes they face difficulties in the fluency, and that's why they lose marks in the speaking module. In this video I'll be explaining you how you can crack this and how you can get perfect scores for repeat sentences, and you can get your desired bands whether it is 7 or 8. So stay tuned till the very end because I'll be showing you what are the predictions and how you can prepare from the predictions at the very end of the video. So this is going to be really helpful for you in your preparation, especially for repeat sentences. In this video, I'll be explaining you the marking criteria. I'll be going through the hybrid strategy. I'll be showing you the theoretical part of it, and I will be using that strategy and showing you the practical demonstration as well. Repeat sentence is not a simple task. So you need to perform it adequately so that you can get full marks, not only for your speaking, but also for your listening. And I have seen that if you perform well in this task, your scores are almost assured for your listening portion because you get somewhere around 30 marks from this task alone towards the listening module. So let me show you the best strategy you can use for repeat sentences, which will help you to crack your scores for listening and speaking modules. But before we do that, make sure if you're new to our channel, do subscribe and share it with your friends. If you like the video, at the end of the video, give a thumbs up. That will give us little motivation to make more tutorials like this one. Now let's talk about repeat sentences strategy.
Most adults.
Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to discuss one strategy, not multiple strategies for you guys, so you guys don't get confused. Okay. We know there are 2 to 3 strategies which we teach you in the strategy sessions. Okay. But we're going to talk about the hybrid strategy. Okay. Because that's the most convenient strategy. Okay. So repeat sentences obviously contribute a lot of marks for your listening task. Okay. About 30 numbers, guys. 30 marks goes to listening from repeat sentences. Okay. So it is definitely an important task. Okay. Now my suggestion to you is follow a hybrid strategy. Okay. So abbreviations for first 3 to 5 words. And then I try to remember last 3 to 4 words minimum. Okay. If the sentence is about 8, 9, 10, 12 words, I'll be easily getting full marks. Okay. But if the sentence is 14, 15 words, then my aim is that I at least try to get 75% of the content. Okay. So if I'm able to get 75% content, I still manage to get 3 out of 3 for the content. Okay. But let's say if I'm not able to get 75, the particular repeat sentence was very hard, I will be getting less than 70%, and above 50%, I will be still getting 2 out of 3. Okay. So in this case, I'm just losing 1 mark, and only when the sentence is very, very difficult. Okay. But in all the other cases, through this strategy, I'm ensuring that I'm able to get 3 to 5 words in the starting bit, 3 to 4 words in the last bit. That equals to 75% or above, and I'm getting 3 out of 3. And when the sentence is too lengthy or too difficult, then I still manage to get above 50%. And that means I am still getting 2 out of 3. Right? So hybrid strategy basically works in this way that you take some notes and remember some notes. Okay. And remember some words. Okay. So this helps you in number of ways. Okay. It helps you especially in the lengthy sentences, because when you go and give the exam, you will find out that there are at least 3 to 4 sentences which are lengthier. They normally come at the later part. They don't come in the start. In the starting, you will get average sentences, but as you move forward, you will start getting some difficult ones too. Okay. So on average, 3 to 4 out of 11 to 12, you will be getting lengthy ones. Okay. If you don't, then you're very lucky. Okay. But at least you will be getting 3 to 4 minimum. Okay. So your number needs to be at least, I would say, not if one or 3 out of 3, but 2 out of 3 minimum from those 3 to 4. But if you lose 2 marks from each repeat sentences, let's say you get 4 difficult, you're losing 2 marks, 8 marks you're losing for your listening straight away. That means if you were going for 8 each, you have already lost 8 marks from task number 2. Okay. So that becomes really hard then, okay, to get 79 and plus. Okay. So you need to save the marks from repeat sentences. Okay. So for that, this strategy will be very helpful for you guys. Okay. Okay. Now, throughout this strategy, I always keep one thing in my mind, and I want you guys to keep it as well. Do not hesitate. Do not think while you're speaking. Okay. Because pauses are going to come. Okay. So if you're thinking, you will be incurring pauses. If you're thinking, you will be hesitating. Okay. And then you will be losing marks in your speaking. Okay. So my suggestion to you guys would be that be very fluent. Okay. Repeat sentence is just one sentence. You cannot take any pause in between. You cannot stop in between to think. You just have to be quick. You just have to be fluent and follow this strategy. This way, you will at least get 3 out of 3 for, 7 to 8 questions. And maybe in 1 to 2 questions, you will get 2 out of 3 minimum. Okay. So let's try using this strategy now. Okay. I'll be performing a couple of them, and I want you guys to pay attention how I do it. And so that you can also use them while practicing repeat sentences. Okay.
Feelings of nerves are common to all university freshers.
Feelings of nerves is common to all university lectures. Okay. Again, same thing what we did. Okay. We are not concerned of getting it 100%. We are meeting the threshold of 75 to 80%. Okay. Now that is something which I want you guys to keep in mind. 100% is not needed, but in fluency, 100% is needed. Fluency, you cannot compromise. Okay. Hesitations, you cannot make. Okay. Pauses, you cannot anchor, right? 80% content, 75% content is enough. That will do the job. Okay. For you to get above 8 each, not only for your listening, but speaking too, right? But when you're practicing, you have this pressure sometimes that you need to perform 100%. Oh shit, we missed one word. And in order to capture that one word, we end up ruining the speaking portion. Okay. Don't do that, right? Let's practice a couple more, guys.
My parents didn't have a good education, so they were determined that I will.
My parents didn't have the good education, so they were determined that I would have good. Okay. Again, close to 90, 95% content. Okay. But 100% fluency, 100% pronunciation. Okay. Don't panic. Make sure that you're fluent. Make sure that you are speaking minimum 50% content. That is the key. Okay. 50% content means 2 marks out of 3. Okay. For your listening. And if you're fluent and your pronunciation is correct, 5 out of 5 for fluency, 5 out of 5 for your pronunciation too. So that means out of 13, you would be getting 12. Okay. So that is the worst case scenario we want to be on. 12 out of 13. Okay. Now, this strategy, again, make sure when you're practicing it on notebook, not on keyboard, just like me, because you will be hassling, yourself. And then second thing, in the exam, you do need to write it down. You won't be able to type it. So practice with your pen, pencil, and notepad. Okay. So that when you are actually in the exam, you are facing the same kind of experience, what you're practicing over here. Okay. And again, I would like to remind you guys, this task is very important task, not only for your speaking, but for your listening too. Okay. So whenever you're practicing this task, practice first to increase your listening skills. For that, I have already told you guys, outside the class hours, outside the practice hours, when you're traveling, when you're coming and going, just listen to the audios and try to repeat it. That's going to boost your listening skills. When you're sitting and practicing, actually use the notes Okay. To do that, half of the notes would be more than enough for you guys to get above 80% content in all the circumstances, and in worst case scenario, 50 to 70% in 1 to 2 sentences. Okay. Now, this is the hybrid strategy, which I would like to discuss with you guys because not many are using it, but it's very beneficial, guys. Okay. If you're still doing okay with just remembering it, that's fine. You don't necessarily need to use this strategy. Okay. If you're doing good, you're getting 80% and above with just remembering it. Okay. It's totally fine. Okay. I would leave that to you guys, but with the lengthier sentences, I don't want you guys to struggle. I don't want you guys to hesitate and lose up your marks, because again, 3 to 4 questions, definitely you're going to get them in a very difficult manner, and they are scoring, and we want to get maximum out of those questions so that in the exam we don't get hampered by something new, and then we just lose 8 to 10 marks for listening in the second task. Okay. Now, again, before you go to the exam, I would recommend you guys to go to the prediction files over here, PDF file. Just go to the second task, which is repeat sentences. So these repeat sentences are highly likely to come for that particular month. Okay. So there are about 250 to 300, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So 298 to be specific. So 2 to 3 days before your exam, your job should be to read them at least 3 to 4 times. Okay. Just read them. All right. So that they are in your mind. Okay. And if you see them in your exam, they would automatically will come to your mind, and you'll be able to speak them, and you will get perfect marks in those questions. Okay. So on average, our students get, whoever practice them before the exam, at least 3 to 4 questions from the repeat sentences prediction file. So out of 12, 3 to 4 are coming from here. Okay. On average, some might get higher. Okay. 2. So make sure that you read them thoroughly before your exam. Okay. And you are able to remember them, obviously, through your revision, so that when you get it in the exam, you are able to knock it out of the park and get perfect scores. So as you have seen, our focus is not always to get 100% because there's a partial marking. As long as you are following this strategy, you will always get above the threshold, which is above 75%, so that you can get 3 out of 3 every time. And then you will not lose the marks in the speaking portion as well. Follow this strategy, practice 30 every day. I have shown you where you can practice. You can go to Visual Language Experts portal. You can practice there for free. You can also go to a YouTube page where we keep on uploading more videos for the predictions every month, so that you can prepare from them as well. Now, if you like the video, do subscribe, guys. This is going to really help us and motivate us to make more tutorials. And if you want us to make a video on a certain topic, put it in the comment section so that we can work on that. This year, our aim is to make sure that all the audience watching, we help them to crack their PTE. So if you're watching, this is going to be on us to help you to get your desired scores. Thank you, guys. Vishal is signing off from Visual Language Experts. I'll see you in our next tutorial. Thank you.